She still has deep feelings for you, but also avoiding you because psychology tricks. Why she avoids you even though her heart still belongs to you. The heart has its reasons, of which reason knows nothing. Blaise Pascal, it's a difficult truth to accept. Someone still holds you deeply in their heart, yet they seem to distance themselves from you. But if you pause, take a breath, and truly listen, you may just uncover a truth that might resonate with you today. There's an unspoken struggle taking place in their heart, a silent battle that keeps them away from you despite the love they still feel. Yes, there's someone out there still deeply moved by thoughts of you, even though they haven't reached out, haven't shown up in the same way, and haven't spoken a word to you in what feels like forever. It may seem like they don't care, like they've moved on, but nothing could be further from the truth. The space between you, the lack of communication, the withdrawal, all of it is actually a sign of something more powerful. They care far too much. In this moment, I invite you into their mind, their heart, and the quiet thoughts they hide from you. Let's explore why someone who still loves you might be keeping their distance, and how this behavior may be a reflection of deeper feelings than you ever realized. 1. They're afraid of how much you affect them. When a woman avoids you, it doesn't always mean she doesn't care. In fact, it could be quite the opposite. She might be scared of how much you affect her. The emotions you trigger are so intense, so profound, that they shake her to her core. You stir feelings she never knew she could have: love, desire, longing, fear, excitement, and vulnerability, all at once. It's as if you have unlocked a door to her heart that no one has ever touched before. And with all this power comes chaos. When she hears your voice, sees your name, or even thinks of the moments you've shared, her heart races, her mind clouds, and her soul trembles. The intensity of what you make her feel is beyond her control. The storm you stir inside her becomes overwhelming, and she doesn't know how to handle it. So, she retreats, thinking that by keeping her distance, she can calm the storm within her. But the reality is, the storm is you. Your presence is not just a part of her life, it has become a part of her very being. You've become a force in her world that she can't ignore, and neither can she escape. But there's more to it than that. On a deeper level, she doesn't feel ready for the love you deserve. You're a high value man, someone who embodies strength, masculinity, and the kind of energy that naturally attracts women. Deep down, she knows you deserve a love that is stable, loyal, emotionally mature, qualities that, right now, she feels incapable of offering. She knows she's not emotionally aligned with the kind of commitment you bring, and that realization weighs heavily on her. She sees you as a man who commands respect and adoration, and the thought of not measuring up to those standards is terrifying. So, instead of getting closer, she keeps her distance. It's not because she doesn't care, it's because she knows that she's not yet the person you need her to be. This avoidance is not about her rejecting you. In fact, it's quite the opposite. She avoids you because deep down, she wants to be better. She wants to be a better version of herself before she can fully open her heart to you. The idea of stepping into your life and not being emotionally prepared is a source of anxiety. She doesn't want to hurt you, to ruin the chance of a genuine connection, or to drag her own inner chaos into your peaceful world. You, as a high value man, deserve someone who can offer you stability and emotional maturity, not someone who is still figuring things out. She might be waiting until she can give you that kind of love. She might be waiting until she can meet your level of masculinity and emotional availability. In her mind, the safest thing she can do is keep her distance. She believes that staying away is, in fact, an act of love, a way to protect you from her own struggles. This is a woman who is not playing games with your heart, despite how it may seem. She's avoiding you because she knows that what you share is sacred. She doesn't want to waste your time or drag you into something she can't yet give you. She's trying to protect you, even if it means creating distance. This is where you, as a man of value, must understand the situation from a deeper perspective. You must recognize that her avoidance is not a rejection. It's her way of dealing with the overwhelming emotions you've awakened in her. It's her attempt to become the kind of woman who can stand by your side, emotionally and spiritually aligned with the high value man you are. So, What do you do in this situation? First, you must not chase her or try to force her to feel something before she's ready. Instead, focus on continuing to develop your masculine energy, staying grounded in your own emotional maturity. This is what attracts women to you in the first place: the stability, confidence, and strength that come from being a man who knows his worth. By continuing to embody that high value, you create the space for her to grow into the person she needs to be. When the time is right, she will come to you, ready to offer the love you deserve. And when she does, you'll be there, standing firm in your masculine energy, having shown her the kind of man who can handle and appreciate the love she has to offer. Don't rush the process. Let her find her way back to you in her own time, because that's when the connection will be most authentic and fulfilling. 2. They're fighting a war between their heart and their fears. She still has deep feelings for you, but she's also avoiding you. It's a paradox, right? You might be thinking, if she cares so much, why doesn't she just come to me? The answer lies deep within the heart of female psychology. She's fighting a war between her heart and her fears. Let's be clear, her heart desperately wants you, but her fear is pushing her away. This internal battle is not something she can easily shake off. Every single day, she goes to war with herself. Her heart whispers, reach out. Call him. Tell him everything. But then her fears take over and say, you'll be rejected. You'll lose control. You'll get hurt. It's a toxic cocktail of desire and hesitation that keeps her trapped in a loop. Now, you might think she's forgotten about you, that she's moved on, but that's far from the truth. She hasn't forgotten. She hasn't moved on. She's simply trapped between two powerful forces: the desire for you and the need to protect herself from emotional pain. It's easy to misunderstand this as indifference or a lack of interest, but the reality is far more complex. Her love pulls her toward you like gravity, but her fear chains her to silence. She's caught in this paradox, and as a result, she avoids the very person she wants most in the world. This is where psychology tricks come into play. Female psychology is intricate and layered, often making it difficult for men to understand why women act the way they do. The mind of a woman in love is not just about attraction or desire, it's about safety, vulnerability, and emotional preservation. And this is why she hesitates to approach you, despite the deep feelings she has. Fear of getting hurt or losing control is a huge part of female psychology. The risk of rejection, or even the thought of opening herself up too much, creates a mental barrier that keeps her at arm's length, even when her heart is screaming for her to come closer. You must recognize this internal battle as part of the puzzle of how to fall in love with a woman. It's not about playing games or waiting for the right moment, though there is a certain psychology to timing. It's about understanding that her reluctance isn't a reflection of how she feels about you, but rather about her fears. You might feel frustrated or confused by her actions, but you need to see the bigger picture. The fear of vulnerability, of surrendering to emotions, is often one of the most significant obstacles in the way of deep connection. This is where you, as a high-value man, can step in with an understanding approach. Be patient. Be consistent. Don't push too hard. The more you understand the dynamics of female psychology, the better equipped you are to navigate the situation. She needs to feel safe enough to express her emotions and needs to trust that you're not going to hurt her. If you understand this dynamic and use psychology tricks in your favor, such as giving her space, not rushing things, and showing genuine care without pressure, you increase the chances of her breaking free from her fears and moving closer to you. Love is powerful, but fear is a formidable opponent. However, by understanding the psychology of what's going on inside her mind, you can offer the right kind of reassurance and make her feel emotionally safe enough to let her guard down. She may be avoiding you right now, but this doesn't mean she's lost interest. It just means she's battling her own fears. Your task is to help her overcome those fears by being the stable, understanding, and emotionally mature presence in her life. Be the man who not only understands how to make her fall in love, but also the man who can patiently guide her through her internal struggle. When she sees that you are someone she can trust, the walls will come down, and her heart will be free to reach out to you once again. If you find this insightful, like, comment, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Don't forget to subscribe for more valuable content. Comment below. Love pulls, fear pushes, to connect with others on this journey. 3. They think you deserve someone better. You must understand this deeply. She thinks you deserve someone better. It's not just a fleeting thought, it's a belief rooted in admiration and insecurity. To her, you're not like the others. You are rare. You are kind, pure hearted, and genuine. You are someone who stands out in a world full of mediocrity. In her eyes, you're an ideal, a person deserving of the best. You are the man who brings light into her life. And yet, paradoxically, this admiration paralyzes her. She can't reconcile your greatness with her own perceived flaws. I don't deserve someone like him, she tells herself. She believes you are too strong, too stable, too good for someone like her. She tells herself, you deserve a love without complications, without the baggage she carries. But make no mistake, this is not about her not caring for you. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's because she cares so deeply that she steps back. The fear of disappointing you overwhelms her. The fear of breaking your heart, of being inadequate, makes her retreat into silence. She's afraid that by staying close, she will risk the very thing she fears most, losing you forever. And so, she distances herself, hoping that by doing so, she can protect both of you from the pain that might come from failure. But here's the hard truth. This is where your power lies. You must not fall victim to her fears. You must recognize this dynamic for what it is. This isn't about weakness, it's about the complexity of human emotions. Your role? To show strength, to stand firm, and to master the situation. The great Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "The impediment to action advances action." What stands in the way becomes the way. Do not let this fear stand in the way of what could be. Instead, turn it into the way forward. This is where Old Stoic wisdom comes into play. The key to winning in this situation is an iron mind. Stoicism teaches us to rise above our emotions and the emotions of others, to remain calm in the face of uncertainty. This is a time to demonstrate your emotional discipline. You must stay grounded. Do not chase her. Instead, let your presence be felt without needing to force it. Allow her to see that you are unwavering, that you are not moved by her insecurities. Stand tall in your own worth and let her come to you when she's ready. Never chase. Let her know you are secure enough in who you are, in your own strength, and your own ability to love. Remember, Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotions, but about mastering them. It's about taking control over your responses and staying unshaken by external events. So, stand in your own power. Don't fall into the trap of seeking validation from her. Focus on becoming the best version of yourself, stronger, wiser, and unbreakable. Focus on mastering life, not waiting for it to come to you. This is how you win. This is how you navigate the storm. Do not let your own fear of losing her be the reason you falter. Instead, let her see your stoic strength. Let her see your ability to endure and thrive regardless of her decision. The Old Stoic wisdom speaks clearly here. Your emotional strength is the key to mastering any situation, especially one of uncertainty and fear. You must show her that you can weather any storm. You must embody an iron mind. Only then will she feel secure in your presence. Only then will she feel like she's worthy of standing beside you, knowing that you, as a man of integrity, will never be moved by temporary emotions or fears. That is your victory. You are the master of your fate. Never forget that. 4. They're scared their feelings are too obvious. You might not realize this, but she's hiding something deep within, something that scares her. The truth is, she's terrified that her feelings for you are too obvious. She fears that if you get too close, you'll see through her facade. You'll notice how deeply she still cares, how affected she is by your very presence, and you'll sense the emotional vulnerability she's struggling to keep under wraps. She's afraid that if you look too closely, you'll discover just how much she still wants you, and that's a power she's not ready to give you. That's why she avoids eye contact. She'll do anything to prevent you from seeing into her soul, anything to keep you from noticing the emotional weight that she carries. Conversations become a battlefield. She avoids them, choosing silence over the risk of saying something that might give away too much. Those moments where she could be vulnerable, where her heart could betray her, she distances herself from them. It's a defense mechanism, a way to protect herself from the deep feelings she's not ready to face. Her silence is her shield, her distance is her armor. The closer you get, the more at risk she becomes of exposing herself, of showing you how much she still yearns for you. And vulnerability? It terrifies her. It scares her more than anything else in the world. This is where you, as a high-value man, need to understand the game at play. She may pull away, avoid you, or seem distant, but beneath it all, her heart still beats for you. She's caught in the conflict of wanting to be close, yet fearing what that closeness might reveal. Now, it's essential to recognize this. The key to attracting women, to drawing her back in, is knowing that her avoidance isn't about rejecting you, it's about protecting herself. When you show up with your masculine energy, with your strong, grounded presence, you'll be able to make her feel safe, not just emotionally, but mentally, so she can drop the defenses. Be that man who doesn't chase after her but leads with confidence. That's what makes her want to come closer. Don't mistake her silence for indifference. Don't think her keeping distance means she doesn't care. Be patient, be steady, and most of all, don't let her fear of vulnerability discourage you. Keep showing your high value, your confidence, your masculinity, because that's what will pull her in. She's afraid to admit how much she still wants you, but when you stand strong, when you radiate the right energy, she won't be able to resist coming back closer. It's about understanding the psychology behind her actions, recognizing that the distance she's putting up is not a wall, but a defense against the vulnerability she's not ready to face. And once you understand this, you can navigate through the dance of attraction, making her feel safe enough to let her guard down and, eventually, fall back into your arms. If you've made it this far, you're already on the path to understanding a powerful truth. Most men miss this entirely, staying stuck in confusion while she pulls away. But you? You're ready to see through the silence and recognize the vulnerability beneath it. If you're ready to use your masculine energy to break down her walls and attract her back in, comment below. I am prepared to lead with strength and confidence. 5. They're trying to heal before they come back. There are moments when someone pulls away, not because they want to leave, but because they need to heal. This person isn't disappearing because they've stopped caring about you or lost interest. No, far from it. They're pulling away to fix what's broken inside them. It's a delicate and vulnerable process. Healing from past heartbreaks, overcoming old traumas, battling the insecurities that plague them, all of these are invisible scars they're working to mend. It's not an easy journey, and it's certainly not one they want to take without getting better. You might be wondering why they're so distant, why they seem to avoid you when it's clear they still have deep feelings for you. But understand this. They're healing. They're doing the hard work, the emotional work, so that when they come back, they're whole. They want to return to you with emotional stability, confidence, and the clarity that they can be the partner you truly deserve. They are not avoiding you forever. You need to understand that. This isn't a permanent goodbye. Their silence, their space, it's not a rejection. It's a preparation. They know that if they come to you with unresolved pain, old emotional baggage, or a broken sense of self, they won't be able to give you what you deserve. They're doing the work now so that they can offer you the best version of themselves when they return. They're crafting a new foundation for a relationship that's grounded in security, confidence, and mutual respect. You must recognize the importance of this. This person wants to be emotionally stable, to show up as their best self, so they can love you fully and without hesitation. And if you want to understand how to fall in love the right way, you need to appreciate the space they're taking for themselves. You must embrace the reality that sometimes distance isn't about leaving you, it's about preparing to come back stronger. Female psychology, especially when it comes to emotional healing, is complex. A woman's ability to love is deeply intertwined with her emotional well-being. If she's carrying emotional wounds from past relationships or unresolved traumas, it's only natural that she would want to fix those first. She's not running away from you. She's running towards healing. And that's crucial for the future of your relationship. If you've been paying attention to the psychology tricks of attraction, you'll realize that when someone is healing, they're actually learning how to love more deeply, how to be more giving, and how to avoid making the same mistakes. So, don't take it personally when she distances herself. She's not avoiding you out of a lack of care or affection. She's preparing herself to come back to you in the best way possible. And that's a good thing. You must trust the process. Understand that this healing time is just a chapter in a bigger story. A chapter where they're becoming the person who can love you with all the depth and clarity you deserve. Take this time to focus on your own growth too. Strengthen your own masculinity, your own emotional stability, and your own value. Remember, the right person will always come back when the timing is right, when they've healed, and when they can stand beside you as an equal. So stay strong, be patient, and know that the person pulling away isn't gone. They're just preparing to come back to you better than ever before. 6. They believe you might not feel the same anymore. When someone still has deep feelings for you, but is avoiding you, it's not because their love has faded. It's rooted in a fear that often runs deeper than the fear of losing you. They fear that you might not feel the same way anymore, and this fear paralyzes them. It's the fear of rejection, the fear of discovering that they've been replaced, or worse, that they're nothing more than a fading memory in your life. In their mind, silence is safer than the pain of finding out they're not as important to you as they once were. The idea of being discarded, of being an old chapter in your story, is something they cannot stomach. It isn't love that has faded, it's a deep seated fear of facing the truth that they may no longer be wanted. This is a classic psychological trick that runs deeper than mere avoidance. It's driven by the emotional weight of uncertainty, and they choose to hide rather than risk the crushing realization that you may have moved on. This is where the wisdom of Stoicism comes into play. In the face of uncertainty, Stoic wisdom teaches us to control what we can and let go of what we cannot. You must understand this. Silence is not a rejection of you, but a rejection of vulnerability. You have to acknowledge that life's emotional battles are not won by avoiding pain, but by confronting it head on with an iron mind. The old Stoic wisdom reminds us that we should not fear the truth, no matter how difficult it may seem. That is the essence of Stoicism, accepting life's realities without letting them overwhelm us. In modern life, we are often afraid to face difficult truths, but it's only by doing so that we truly learn and grow. You must take control of your own emotions and reactions. Let go of the fear that you may be rejected and embrace the challenge of handling the situation with strength and clarity. Rejection is not the end. It's simply part of the journey. You must stop letting uncertainty rule your actions. Stand firm in your beliefs, know your worth, and never let anyone's silence define your own feelings. Take a page from the Stoic playbook and embrace emotional resilience. Life is about mastering yourself and your emotions, not being enslaved by them. He who is brave is free, as Seneca said. If you stand strong in your convictions, you'll find peace no matter what path this relationship takes. Never forget, Stoicism wins when you face challenges without fear. This is your call to action. You must not let the actions of others dictate your self-worth. Their silence is their burden to bear, not yours. They are trying to protect themselves from the pain of rejection, but you must show them what strength looks like. You cannot wait for someone else to validate your feelings. It's time to cultivate your own sense of self-respect. The old Stoic wisdom teaches us that we should not measure our worth by the actions or emotions of others. You, with an iron mind, are the master of your own destiny. You must embrace the strength to endure, to rise above, and to take command of your life, regardless of the uncertainty surrounding you. Take the reins of your emotional life. Stop waiting for answers that may never come. It's time for you to act. Don't sit idly by and let fear dictate your future. Let go of the need for validation and instead, let the iron mind of Stoicism guide you to victory. When you adopt the mindset of a Stoic warrior, you'll find that no fear, no rejection, and no silence can defeat you. Keep moving forward. Life is yours to master, and this is your moment to prove it. Embrace the challenge with the strength of a Stoic, and watch how you turn every obstacle into an opportunity for growth and triumph. If you find this insightful, comment below and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Don't forget to subscribe for more valuable advice. Comment this to remind yourself silence is not rejection, it's the fear of facing the truth. 7. They still watch you from a distance. She's watching you from a distance, whether you realize it or not. Even though she's avoiding you, her eyes are still on you, just not in the way you might expect. Every post you share, every photo you upload, every word you write, she's there, silently observing. She's reading your old messages, reliving the memories, paying attention to your mood swings, whether you're posting something uplifting or sharing something deep and emotional. It may seem like she's moved on, like she's forgotten all about you, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Don't fool yourself. She's thinking about you every single day. And while you might believe her silence means indifference, that's just a facade. The reality is much more complex. She's deeply affected by you, and even though she may not express it directly, her heart is still connected to yours. It's important to understand this. Women don't always show their feelings the way men do. Their actions can be subtle, but they're deliberate. The coldness you perceive isn't a lack of interest. It's often the result of conflicting emotions. She's avoiding you because, in some way, she's protecting herself. She may feel vulnerable, unsure of how to approach you without risking more emotional pain. The truth is, deep down, she still cares. She hasn't forgotten you, and that's not something that fades with time, no matter how much distance is put between you. As a high-value man, you need to recognize this dynamic and respond accordingly. You've got to understand that your masculine energy isn't just about physical presence or showing confidence on the surface. It's about emotional intelligence. It's about knowing how to navigate the complexity of women's emotions and responses without becoming overwhelmed by them. When she's avoiding you, it doesn't mean she's lost interest. In fact, it might mean the opposite. She's drawn to you, even if she's too afraid to admit it, and that's where your power lies. High-value men understand the subtleties of attraction. They know how to be emotionally available without overextending themselves or seeming desperate. They attract women not just by their appearance, but by their deep sense of self and emotional resilience. You see, when a woman pulls back, it's not always a sign that she's done. It's often a defense mechanism, a way to protect herself from a perceived threat, or maybe to test your response. Women want to know that the man they're attracted to can handle the complexities of relationships without crumbling under pressure. If you react with confusion or frustration, you show weakness. But if you stay calm, confident, and secure in your own value, she'll see it. This is where masculine energy becomes so powerful. It's not just about being strong, it's about being emotionally stable, grounded, and unwavering in your sense of self. Your role in this situation is not to chase her or beg for her attention. That's not what high-value men do. They understand that attraction is not a game of desperation. Instead, they focus on their own growth and energy, knowing that the right person will appreciate them for who they are. When you live authentically and show that you're not dependent on her approval, you become even more attractive. Women are drawn to men who are emotionally independent, who have a deep sense of self-worth. You must realize that the more you focus on improving yourself, whether it's your career, your health, or your social life, the more she'll be intrigued. And she'll start to wonder why she's holding back, especially when she sees you thriving and continuing to live your life to the fullest. Attracting women is not just about flashy moves or grand gestures. It's about consistency and strength. It's about showing up as the best version of yourself and allowing your masculine energy to shine through. When a woman watches you from a distance, whether you know it or not, she's assessing your value. She's seeing if you've grown, if you've become more confident, and if you can handle the ups and downs of life without letting them break you. This is your opportunity to show her that you're not just a man of words, but a man of action, a man who is truly worth her time and attention. So don't waste time wondering if she's thinking about you. The truth is, she is. Every post, every memory, every silent moment, she's there, just not in the way you expect. She may be avoiding you, but that doesn't mean she's forgotten. It means she's testing you, evaluating whether you're the kind of man who can handle the complexity of her emotions. Don't mistake her silence for disinterest. It's often a sign that she's still invested, still wondering if you can be the high value man she needs. Be patient, keep working on your own growth, and let her see your masculine energy in full force. Because when you stop chasing and start embodying the man you're meant to be, she won't be able to resist coming back into your world. 8. They're waiting for the right moment. She's waiting for the right moment. It's not that she's forgotten you or doesn't care anymore. No, it's something far deeper than that. This person believes in timing. Everything needs to align perfectly. She's waiting for the right words to say, the right emotional state to be in, the right mental clarity, the right amount of strength to approach you without hesitation. She wants to return to you, but not out of confusion or fear, and certainly not out of weakness. She wants to come back to you with clarity, maturity, and confidence. Don't mistake her silence for indifference. It's far from it. In fact, it's one of the most powerful psychology tricks in female psychology. Women, more than men, often seek emotional clarity before making decisions. It's not just about the here and now, it's about how they feel in the bigger picture. They won't rush back into something unless they feel it's the right time to do so, and that timing is critical. If she's waiting, it's because she's taking the time to ensure that when she does come forward, it's not just a fleeting impulse, but a well thought out, deliberate decision. Be patient with this process. If you want to understand how to fall in love again, you must first understand that it doesn't happen on anyone's schedule but her own. The emotions are still there, buried beneath the surface. But for her to approach you again, she needs to feel stable within herself, emotionally strong enough to face whatever comes next. You cannot rush her or force her hand. Instead, you need to focus on being the man who demonstrates emotional maturity and strength. You must show her that you're someone who values clarity and confidence as much as she does. When she does finally come forward, you'll feel it. There's no doubt about it. The way she approaches you will be different. There will be no hesitation, no uncertainty in her voice. You'll know that the feelings never truly died. In fact, the absence of communication might have made them even stronger. This moment won't be about desperation or seeking validation. It will be about mutual understanding, respect, and a renewed connection. That is the key to this entire situation. The feelings never faded, they were just waiting for the right moment to resurface. When you're both in a stronger, clearer place emotionally, that's when you'll truly understand how much deeper her love for you runs. And that, my friend, is one of the most important psychology tricks in the world of relationships. You must learn to recognize the moments when she is waiting for the right time, and you must be patient enough to allow her to come to you on her own terms. 9. They never stopped loving you. She still has deep feelings for you, but she's avoiding you. Why? It's not because her love has faded. No, it's because the fear, the doubt, and the silence have taken root in her heart. Sometimes love doesn't vanish, it hides. It retreats into the shadows when overwhelmed. Love is a complex, untamable force. It's not always about words. It's not always about actions. Sometimes it's about what remains unspoken. And that's the problem. She's still in love with you, but she doesn't know how to return. She doesn't know how to break the silence. She doesn't know how to come back after the distance. You must understand this. The feelings are still there. The connection has not been severed, no matter what the silence might suggest. It's alive, it's strong, and it's real. The Old Stoic wisdom teaches us to stay calm, to keep a steady course despite the turmoil around us. In moments like this, you must embody Stoicism. Let your iron mind guide you. The silence? It's a challenge. It's a test. You must not falter. You cannot be ruled by your fears or doubts. She's afraid. She's afraid of how you'll respond, afraid that time has passed, afraid that the damage of the silence is irreversible. But her love for you never wavered. It just needs the right moment, the right approach. And this is where you come in. You have to lead. You have to show strength, courage, and understanding. Life is about navigating these moments with power, not weakness. Stoicism teaches us to face what's uncomfortable head-on, to remain unmoved by external forces. You have the power to overcome the silence. You have the strength to heal what's been damaged. It's time to step forward with conviction. Don't wait for her to make the first move. You must act. Reach out. Show her that the door is still open. Don't allow fear to control you. Embrace the challenge. This is your chance to rebuild, to reclaim what was lost. Remember, Stoicism wins. An iron mind, a heart unshaken by fear, will always find its way through the toughest trials. It's time to show her that you've never stopped loving her, and you're ready to prove it. You must be the rock. You must be the unwavering force that cuts through the silence. Take the step. The love is still there, waiting to be unlocked. Don't let it slip away. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with someone who could use this insight, and of course, subscribe so you never miss out on future content. And hey, if you have any thoughts or experiences you'd like to share about the topic, feel free to drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your feedback or discuss anything you found interesting. Remember, understanding these psychological tricks can really shift the way we see relationships, so let's keep learning together. Until next time, stay confident, stay grounded, and always remember, you deserve someone who recognizes your value from the start.